Okay. All right. Let's give this another try. I'm doing a second test of the Twitch stream in preparation for E3 starting tomorrow. Tomorrow we have EA. So, great. I am recording and streaming at the same time because I might as well check and see if this stupid thing is working. Creator Studio. Why am I streaming stuff with you? Yeah, surprise, surprise. But go figure. Alright, Alright, so why don't we talk about... So we've got 7 conferences coming up in the next couple of days. Tomorrow we have EA. You know, not a there's a way to start it. They always going first. We pretty much have the same schedule as last year. And just so we're clear, I'm pretty much talking to myself right now. Oh no, actually there are more. Alright, so some people are looking at it. Alright. Very cool. Still getting used to streaming. So this isn't really anything serious. I'm just gonna be streaming for about an hour. You keep checking in on. Yeah, looks like everything's good. I have to keep checking back to make sure it's recording and streaming. I don't want it to. Sometimes it seems to stop. So forgive me if I keep pausing. Alright, so I'm hey, so Zeta's here. Or Steven, whichever. By all means, go call me which YouTube or real name. So I'm preparing for E3. It looks like this year's gonna be fantastic. Tomorrow's not going to be so fantastic. I mean, yeah, it looks like EA could be potentially better than last year, but no matter what they do, everyone's still, at the best, everyone's going to be skeptical. At the worst, everyone's going to think they're a joke. So, this is kind of I'm testing out E3. I'm making if I can record, so I can both stream to Twitch and record the video at the same time. So I'm in OBS. So I can have the stream for each conference here. Go full screen and it'll cover up everything on OBS. On like that, I have an entire section. There you go. There's me 20 seconds ago pointing out with the mouse. So I got the entire screen going right there. A series of infinite me's. Isn't that fun? Yeah, I'm just gonna keep going. And going. Yeah, that's a nightmare. That was a cool little illusion. So that's. I pretty much just made this in Paint with a little bit of Photoshop in there too. Still nothing in the chat. Not shocked. This is like, I just started streaming stuff today, so it's not gonna be anything big. I'm gonna keep going back to this to make sure I'm still streaming because I don't want to. Because I think if you have OBS, excuse my rambling. I'm just rambling because I'm again test stream. If you have OBS and you find it keeps streaming and recording just turn off all the hotkeys because I've done that and I think it fixed the issue. Just I'm starting. Yeah, I'm Still talking to no one. I have a tendency of talking to myself because there's no one in the chat. Do have a chat room open. Yeah, it should be working. I guess no one wants to. I think some people are. I think I'm the only person watching right now. That's fun. Alright. I'm not going to wait for anyone to show up to the stream. I'm sure some people might come in. So let's get right to it. E3 2018. It's shaping up to be one hell of a year this E3. It's... You know, why don't I go to... Because I can't memorize all the games. There's a lot of stuff. I'm going to go to the page. Wikipedia, of course. Not something I always would use, but this has like a list of all the games confirmed. E3 2018. Got a good list of confirmed games. I'm only going to talk about the... Well, I guess I could go through the ones... So I'm going to start with EA. They have 2 confirmed games. Very nice. So we have 2 confirmed games. We have Anthem, which was shown off last year at the EA's conference. Was it I forget what... But yeah, they're showing it at their conference. Because they have to be. Because otherwise they don't... Like, they have that, and then they have Battlefield 5. That had some... I guess you could call it controversy with... But okay, it's a video game. Now, whether it's a good game or not, that's really the only thing that should matter. I personally don't really care about first-person shooters. That's why pretty much nothing in this conference will ever excite me. In any year. I mean, pretty much most people hate EA, right? I specifically dislike them because they destroyed Maxis. And I'm one of the individuals out there who liked Spore, who waited years, and I felt I got the game I waited for. After that game came out, that's when EA plummeted. That's when they plummeted. A couple years after that. Yeah, so EA's not going to be fun. It may not be the disaster of last year, but it sure as hell is not going to be fun. I just hope those 2 dum-dums in the Hawaiian shirts don't come out on stage. Please. Oh, God. I on one hand, I don't want that. By the other hand, if it happens, or something equally as bad, I can at least laugh my lungs to exhaustion. So then we have Microsoft. I mean, I'm looking now. It says Crackdown 3 is confirmed. Not sure. Launching February 2019. Alright. That's not as bad as saying delayed to 2019. That's early 2019. That's not as... If that's true, that's not too bad. That wouldn't be that could be a good way for them to start out next year. Alright. And then Forza Horizon 4 racing game. Who cares? I don't care. You'll notice I'm skipping around and only talking about the main conferences because I'm not streaming anything else. Anything else. I have zero interest in any of the other conferences. Whether you see... If you want to see my... if you want to... I think I'm still the only person here. Yeah, I don't know what I have to... Not sure how to get people to... Maybe tomorrow when E3 is happening, I'll actually... But why are you even? Also, I'm never even gonna release. I mean, maybe you'll release this video. Uh, I think I will because I'm talking about. So as far as EA, I'm gonna go back. EA, don't expect much. Microsoft, I guess that is good to hear. If that's true, it's February 2019. That is good to hear. Uh, though I'm curious as to what's gonna come out this year because that's great and all for early 2019, but they have to like deliver for the second half of this year. So we'll see how they do that. All right, let's move on to Bethesda. Where are you? There you are. That's a mobile game. I'm not gonna talk about that. Fallout 76. That's gonna have a huge focus. Thunder's Rage 2. And I've been here, and some people are hoping for Elder Scrolls 6. I would, I don't really play Bethesda games, but I know that but judging compared to Bethesda's conference last year was not great. It wasn't as it wasn't as hard to watch as EA or even Microsoft. Honestly, I think Microsoft had a better conference than Bethesda last year. Because at least they had a presentation. An unnecessarily long presentation filled with a bunch of fat that could have been cut out. Which it looks like they might be doing this year, or they don't have a lot to show. Hopefully it's the former. So I think so far it looks like Bethesda might have a very good conference this year. It's certainly not going to be as dull as last year. Now we get to now we get to the bigger stuff. Things that I have more, that seem to have the most big things. Square Enix, there you are. We have, of course, Kingdom Hearts 3. Yes! I mean, what can I say? I think tomorrow there's also the orchestra. I think it's like I'm in the East Coast, so it's later on for me. It's later on in the day. I think I'd have to wait until like 11 to find out what's going on with that. There's a trailer. I feel like there's gonna be a bunch of trailers, so there's gonna be a lot. They said there's gonna be after the premiere event for when people want to try out the game. They said that there's gonna be so much info. There's gonna be so much stuff that comes out of E3. They said early next month, but for the release date. But they said there's gonna be so much news coming out from E3, pretty much, that we're all gonna not be able to keep up with it. And when they say that, they mean it. They mean it. Let me just check and make sure this is still okay. So I'm not experiencing that problem anymore. And then a Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Again, these are only things that are confirmed. Yeah, it looks cool. That looks cool. I'm not much of a Tomb Raider guy. Kingdom Hearts is my series. That's my favorite. So, after waiting so long for that, with the other titles in between 2 and 3, Birth by Sleep, Dream Drop Distance, then all the HD collections came out, the PS3 and then the PS4. Then on the PS4, I finally played through everything in Proud Mode, except for 0.2. I have to play that on Proud Mode. Yeah, but Shadow of the Tomb Raider, yeah, that looks good. I'm not sure if they're going to have that in the Square Enix conference. I feel like they could open it with that. That'd be like a way to open it with probably some gameplay. Other than that, are we gonna see I'm not sure if we're gonna see the Final Fantasy VII remake. I doubt. Well, I don't doubt it. I think we could see it. Just considering they haven't shown it off in 3 years. I don't know. I don't know about that. there we go. How does that look? Much better. I don't know about that. Oh, and just so we're clear, I'm still talking to no one. Just on myself. For 10 people who aren't here. Yeah, I love that. So then there's the Avengers game that I'm sure they might show. That they could show at the end, but I definitely think we know that the Square Enix conference is an hour. Do not be shocked if they devote 30 minutes to Kingdom Hearts 3. I think that's a given. At least 15 minutes in the conference. And definitely don't just expect it to be there. They said there's going to be so much to keep up with that we won't be able to keep up with it. Octopath Traveler could be there. I'm sure it's gonna be one of the big conferences. Do not expect don't expect their conference in 2015. Don't expect anything like that. Because, yeah, that was a boring conference. I was not a fan of that conference. I thought, other than the Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer from back then, I did not like that conference. It was boring. It was weird, not in the good way. Square Enix can be weird in that really fun, creative, charming way. That was not that. Not even close. It looks like they're doing a digital event like Nintendo, and it looks like a good few companies are doing the same thing. Sony is, but we'll get to that. Ubisoft. Yep, Ubisoft's next. So we got Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That's for Greece. It's in Greece. So that could be interesting. I've got a good few of those titles to catch up on. Well, maybe except for the buggy ones, but the fourth one, I gotta go through that series when I get the chance. The big one, of course, right after that is Beyond Good and Evil 2. I'm not sure if they're gonna open with that, but I don't think it's gonna be the last thing. I don't know at what point they're gonna show that off. Probably late in the conference, but it won't necessarily be the last thing, based on the list here. For Honor, I think, yeah, that's the thing with the different factions. I think that's what that is. Didn't I already? Or maybe I'm confusing. I don't know. But Skull and Bones, that's the pirate game. That's the pirate ship game. Starlink Battle for Atlas, that's the thing with the toy ships. Looks cool, not my thing. Tom Clancy's Division 2, so we're getting the sequel to that. And then there's this title called Transference. I don't know what this is. I have no clue what this is. I'll go into other after I go through all the main stuff. At least the things I consider notable. Alright, so Sony. Days Gone. It's another zombie game. Death Stranding. We're gonna finally find out what this game is. Dreams. That's the thing where you create those different levels or whatever. Ghost of Tsushima. It's from Sucker Punch. A couple of years ago I played. I played through. What was it? Now I'm blanking. Infamous Second Son. I gotten it with the PS4. It was in March of 2014 when I got the PS4. So I did not get it long. I had to wait until that point, and that's the game I got with it. But I didn't really play through it until I think 2000. Maybe it was either 2015. I think it was 2016. I think it was early 2016. I don't know. It was a year or two later after I got the PS4 that I actually went through the game. But yeah, Sucker Punch. Samurai game by Sucker Punch. Yes, please. Last of Us Part 2. I have to play the first one, or I'll have to watch the cutscenes and then get this. Hopefully I can play the first one. But other than Kingdom Hearts 3, the big thing is, of course, Spider-Man. Spider-Man. I don't have to say anything about it. And then they have Tetris Effect? Worked on Sega. Okay, he worked on Sega arcade machines. That makes sense. Okay. Tetsuya Mizuguchi is. He used to be part of Sega. All right. I saw this at the countdown the PlayStation's doing. That looks cool. All right, Nintendo. So Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Let's Go Eevee. I did a video with Matt. We were talking about that was our first roundtable. So that was we. If you wanted our thoughts on that, although I think a good few of the things we talked about are kind of outdated. Some things were kind of on the right track. And then in our second roundtable we added. So if you want to get our impressions, you should go to that video. I have my channel is called Zetas. It'll have if you don't it's got a red face. That is the same logo as on my Twitch, so if you want to check that out. But yeah, the games, they look good. It's not the actual Gen 8, but it's a holdover for that. Matt's gonna play Pikachu, I'm gonna play Eevee, and we can do a cool co-op. I'm gonna find a way to stream that. Splatoon 2, that's just, I think that's that story thing. Disregard that. Of course, the big thing they're going to be focusing on Super Smash Brothers. Yeah, that's going to be. I know who I want for Smash. I want Sora. I want him for Smash. I don't know if I'm sure it could still happen eventually. Whether it's going to happen it's a thing we would get at launch. Hard to say. I hope it also comes with cloud, because that the Wii U version had that, and it would kind of be sucky of them for that version on a system that didn't sell well to have that, and then for the Switch to not have cloud. They have to have it come with cloud. Heck, they could have it come with every character that's ever been in Smash Brothers. Well, I mean, Solid Snake might be a bit difficult because, Konami sucks now. But, we'll see. Maybe they can try. I'm gonna go through anything I consider notable. Make sure. Yeah. Okay, so it looks. I just like to keep looking at the stream. How's the stream itself? All right, we got one person here. That's cool. Whoever that may happen to be. I think if you want to, whoever's watching. I'm sorry, I got scared. I thought the thing stopped. Yeah, so I'm not sure how long you've been in the stream. I haven't been looking at the stream. If you want to tune in, whoever's here, you want to tune in tomorrow. I'm going to be streaming all the Big 7 conferences: EA, Microsoft, Bethesda, Square Enix, Ubisoft, Sony, and Nintendo. I'm not streaming any other conferences. I'm not streaming the PC Gaming Show. I have zero interest in the PC Gaming Show. I'm not saying it's going to be bad, but it's not going to be fun. It's not like... I don't want to watch EA, really, but I feel like if I stream it, it'll at least be entertaining because I'm streaming it. Otherwise, it'd be a complete and absolute bore fest. So let me go through things I think are notable, other than Spyro Reignited Trilogy, that's good to know they're showing that. Roller Coaster Tycoon? Okay. Persona 5. That's just a side thing. I saw this thing for Twin Mirror. It kind of looked like a remake of another game. I can't remember the title too. So I thought, oh wow, they're doing it now. It's just like it's a new thing. I know Devolver Digital, but I'm not streaming that either. Nothing against Devolver Digital, but it looks like it's just gonna be the one game, and it looks like it's gonna be really short. So I'm not interested in that. What else we got? Disgaea 1 complete. That's I. Oh, so it's coming to the Switch. Disgaea 1 to the Switch. Ooh, I think I'm gonna get that. I played Dimension 2. I played 4 and no, I didn't play 4. Wait, did I play 4? 4 was I think I have 5, but I didn't finish it. I finished Disgaea Dimension 2, the sequel to the original. Did I get 4 though? No, I'm confusing with Dimension. No, I never got 4. Well, anyway, East 8 that we already know about. Disgaea 1 for the Switch. That's awesome. I'm gonna definitely get that. Not surprising because the 5's on the Switch. So is Dimension 2 going to come to the Switch at some point? That'd also be very cool with some new features. I guess that's pretty much it. At least in terms of like the stuff that we're gonna see. Yeah. All right. So. Moving along, I was gonna rank. I was gonna do a ranking, like a prediction of how I'm gonna rank them, but the two that I know which ones are gonna be in the bottom half. I know which ones are gonna be in the top half, but I don't think I'm gonna waste time dwelling on that kind of thing. It's not really worth it. I think I'm just gonna go through. I'm just gonna. If you want to, if you don't get to catch any of my streams, you can feel free to. You can feel free to check. I'll be uploading them to YouTube after I'm done streaming. I just want to make this clear. I don't really care about views. If I had a good channel or I had a good Twitch, which if I work at it, I'm sure I can get something decent out of it. But I'm not really trying. That's not really what I'm trying to do. I'm streaming E3 for fun because it's kind of like consider it a scrapbook. It's a scrapbook. That's as far as I'm concerned. It's just a scrapbook I'm working. Just like for history's sake, that I put on my channel. Maybe people see, okay, he did E3 this year. Maybe he'll do it again. Maybe we'll enjoy it. It's just for fun. I'm just doing it for fun. I don't really care that much about views. If it does good for Twitch or YouTube, that'd be great. But I prefer watching than recording. So, and especially I prefer playing games more than usually watching. Although I'll spend a lot of hours watching YouTube. So, it's... Alright, it looks like it's just me again. Well, hey, get someone's attention for a little bit. I'm looking... I'm a little up, so maybe I'll do that. Okay. Not too, I'm sure when I'm actually streaming E3. I'm just thinking of something else to talk about. I don't really have. I'm just I'm basically just starting out. I don't. Anything on KH13? I'm sorry if anyone out there, if I'm boring. I'm not trying. I promise you, I'm not trying to be boring. I've done very few YouTube things. I'm very, very new at this. Still getting used to. It's definitely working better than early. If you came in early, I don't know if any of you were. No one's watching right now. Oh, no, someone came back. Or it's a different person. Who knows? Checking KH13, see if there's anything new. No, I don't see anything. Alright. And if there's anything, I'm gonna think about any predictions I have for E3. Oh, that's right, I didn't talk about. A lot of people are hoping this shows up, which it's been 5 years since it was announced. I've been watching the trailer a couple times recently because it's interesting. Cyberpunk 2077. I think there have been some rumors it might be a first-person shooter. I kind of hope it's more of an RPG, considering it's when people made The Witcher. I want to play. I do kind of want to play The Witcher Wild Hunt, which I haven't. And for any shocks, I played Breath of the Wild. I know people. I don't know why people make that comparison. They're I'm pretty sure those are very different kinds. They're both action RPGs. And as far as I'm concerned, with all the Kingdom Hearts games that I've played, Breath of the Wild is an action RPG. It's different than something that Square Enix would make, because there's no traditional leveling up system. Although maybe that in itself is kind of an outdated concept. But Kingdom Hearts 3 is still using the good old-fashioned Kingdom Hearts leveling up system, which is fine. Honestly, I wouldn't have it any other way. I don't think they want to make too many changes. Maybe future titles they'll try to be more creative and change some traditional stuff. How long is my microphone? I'm at full volume. Alright. So Cyberpunk 2077. I feel like it will be. I think it will be here at this year's E3. I think so. I'd be shocked if it wasn't. I know it hasn't been there. But this is such a big year. This E3 is huge. It's a huge one. Paraphrase. This E3 is going to be big. We already even with the stuff we know, it's going to be a huge E3. It's gonna make the lot more. I can almost guarantee it's gonna make the last year's E3 look like nothing. It's gonna blow the other one out of the water with how insane it's gonna be. I'm not sure how it's. Obviously, every conference is not going to be stellar. EA is most likely not going to be good. At least not the whole thing. Microsoft, Microsoft is shorter. In fact, it's only 45 minutes long. I'm not sure. Microsoft's only 45 minutes, which is odd. Which I was surprised to see. Twitch has the schedules. I was surprised to see that Microsoft's only 45 minutes long. Their conferences are usually in the range of at least an hour and a half. Granted, those conferences have all, for the past couple of years, their conferences have been dragging to the point that I don't like them. Not necessarily the whole thing. There are certain parts, all of those conferences, and to a certain extent, Sony has had a similar problem. And even a couple of years ago, they've had that problem where they have this entire indie section, and nothing against indies. I have nothing against indies. But having that as a part of an E3 conference, I don't get that. I don't get the logic behind that. I think this, and I'm based on how this year's E3 for Sony is going to be. It looks like they're learning from that, and they're just focusing on the AAA titles because that's what people tune into E3 for in the first place, not for minor things, and also arguably not just look at my face as I stream them. Oh, I wonder how this is gonna. I wonder how this streaming is gonna go. Oh boy, this is the first year I'm streaming E3, so it's also the first day I'm streaming on Twitch. In general, I've never I wanted to stream E3 last year, but then I just ended up not doing it because I did have OBS a year ago. I did have a Twitch account a year ago, and a YouTube account, which I'd had long before either of those two, by a fair bit. So I had all the pieces were there. I just didn't want to do it. And thinking about it, I don't know why. I mean, I think it's because Matt. Matt didn't want to do it. My bro, he didn't want to do it. He's gonna be here for some of them. He might be here tomorrow for EA. I thought he was gonna certainly be, but he only might be. Microsoft, Bethesda, I don't think he's gonna be here for. But we are gonna probably stream with if there's a Kingdom Hearts 3 trailer, we're gonna stream and give our impressions. And if EA turns out to be a joke on that same day earlier, we'll talk about how much of a joke they were, if they happen to be a joke. I was fluctuating between 1 and 2, which really means I only at most have one viewer. You think I would? I don't get discouraged by not getting views. I don't care. I don't care. And I'm also aware I'm not talking to anyone right now. But you know why I don't get affected by that? Because I like talking to myself. And it's kind of like I'm talking to myself, but I'm also technically not. So it's kind of like a way to talk to myself without feeling like I'm actually talking to myself. Which I like talking to myself. And I still will. I'm just trying to come up with a place to keep this going for at least, for another 20 minutes. Just gonna make sure I'm still streaming, still recording. Yeah. Any of you come in watching, I'm excited for E3. Kingdom Hearts 3 is the main reason. I'm a fan of the series I've been a devout fan for almost. I've been like a core fan for almost a decade. I was a fan starting from Birth by Sleep, but the series influenced the way I thought in my mind ever since I watched my older brother and sister, because my sister got the original game and she got the original game. And then I watched Matt. He played it. And it was the first time I saw Kingdom Hearts 1, when we were, all three of us me and my sister, we were in the room, and when he was playing it, it was the most unbelievable thing I'd ever seen. It was so it was the most, Kingdom Hearts 1, when I first saw it, and when the first time leaving Traverse Town, going in the gummy ship, and going to a Disney, in like a world, like the whole concept was so, it made me think, it was so unbelievable, it was such a mind-blowing concept, that even before I became a hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan, like the series was always in my mind. And then when I finally played Birth by Sleep, that's when I finally became a hardcore fan. And, always keeping track of all the news. Always a fun time. And, here we are, the year where Kingdom Hearts 3 is coming out. No one. I'm all alone. I'm watching my own video. I'm literally talking to myself. Yeah. I only have this. I only have a thing open because it's like, I'm like showing off how that looks. I think this thing. I think my banner for my E3 2018 banner came up. I just wanted it to be simple. I didn't want it to be an eyesore. I made it in Paint. I'm not gonna keep talking. I'm not gonna keep talking about it. I'm. It's 8:46. I'm just trying to come up with. Beyond Good and Evil 2. I hope they release an HD. Oh yeah, like these, like we have titles coming out where like their predecessors can have HD versions come out, like an HD Beyond Good and Evil 1. I've never played it, so I think that'd be a great way to sign up to that franchise. I hope Metroid Prime 1, 2, and 3. Also, I never played those. Even though I had the GameCube and the Wii, so I should have been able. I was able to. But I just, I didn't. Not, wasn't exactly a Nintendo guy. Yeah, I had Nintendo was very secondary, and I said, Mario Odyssey is actually the first Mario game I ever played through. Never got another Mario game. To give you an idea, I'm not a Nintendo guy. Breath of the Wild was such an amazing game. Breath of the Wild deserved Game of the Year. I would love it if a direct sequel to Breath of the Wild gets announced at E3, because a sequel to that game, same physics, same engine, but new content, whole new game with the same engine and maybe the same setting, characters. Yes, I would love that. I'd love to play a direct sequel to that, and then they can make. Well, they're making, because I don't know if we're gonna have the next Zelda game. I guess it depends on how long the Switch's lifespan is, which it could be long enough for the next Zelda game to come out for it. We'll see about that. Okay. Still, yeah. It looks like this is, yeah. I'm happy. Like before, I was worried because I thought that OBS was going to be screwy and it was going to interrupt the stream. It was going to be a pain in the ass, and that would not have been fun. That would have ruined the whole thing. Looks like if I stream on Twitch and then record the video and then put it up on YouTube, looks like that's going to be good. That's what I think I said this before. If you have OBS, turn off the hotkeys. Because I think that for some reason, like, when you go off of the OBS screen and you have them on, even if you don't press the key... I'm not sure if that's the reason, but all I can say is that I turned them all off and I haven't had that problem where, like, the buttons click. So I don't know how that... I don't know if that means anything. I don't know if was the reason, but I'm not having a problem now, so... Probably must have been. Or I'm just coincidentally not going to run into that same problem, hopefully, throughout E3. If you want to read, if I was going to... See, the thing with the 11th is, that's going to be the biggest day. The biggest day is going to be on the 11th. It's going to be long, because I have to stream Square Enix, then Ubisoft, then Sony. But at the very least, it's not like back to back. If it was, oh god, if it was back, I'm so glad it's not back to back. I think there were, I forget if there. I don't think it's ever like back to back, but like, I was like right after, like once this ends, the next one starts. It's not like that, but I think the good thing about like how it is now, which I think they were fair gas, but I feel like sometimes they could be 30 minutes or less, whereas now they're like longer, like by a matter of hours. Thankfully EA's by itself, and then Microsoft and Bethesda, those two share a day. The 11th is the biggest day with Square Enix, Ubisoft, Sony, and then Nintendo's has its thing on the Tuesday, the 12th. I really like I will say I like the schedule that EA's had since E3. Keep doing that. EA E3 EA E3 every time never fails. I like this E3 schedule, and I hope we have it for a very long time. I like the way it works. I mean, EA like likes to break the rules, and this like they're part of E3, but they're really not part of E3. They're a day before E3, so they're counted as part of E3. I mean, that sums them up perfectly. They like to play near the rules, but they don't like to play with. They don't like to use the rules, so they like to get around them, while also not having to pay consequences to getting around the rules. That kind of sums them up pretty perfectly in terms of how they operate. Yeah, but I'm hoping it's not, I hope EA's conference isn't as bad as last year, because that last year, oh, I can't even with EA's conference last year. Oh my god, but just awful. I hope it's not that bad. I mean, at least if it is that bad, I can laugh to no end. But other than that, I can't. I'm sorry. I don't. I'm not gonna have music, because why would I? I mean, maybe for like future streams, I'll put in music, but I don't need music right now. I have no use for that. Obviously, I'm also not gonna be doing music during the streams, because why would you put it during the streams? No one does that. Yeah, I know. Listening to a guy with glasses ramble on about stuff for an hour. Yeah, isn't that so much fun? Isn't that a thrill? And no one's watching, so it's not a problem, right? Yeah, E3 is going to be fun. I'm sure some people, I hope some people, I would like it if some people would tune in. But if they don't, it's not going to affect me. It'd be cool, but it'll be fun to have. It's like a scrap. To me, it's gonna be like a scrapbook. Like I just like, and like seeing how funny like my reactions are when something stupid, something like just bad that I just laugh at, or something so like the things like with King Rush are gonna be so amazing. I'm gonna be like, oh. That's it's it's for me, it's for fun. And I think you should just do. I mean, it's free to stream, pretty much. So I'm just doing. Yeah, it's mainly for fun. It's mainly for fun. It might help my channel. It might not. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, hey, I've got some cool videos of me. I've got some cool memories for this year's E3, and that's something. And I think it's gonna be something I want to do every year. Just want to keep this going a little longer. I'm thinking of what they could reveal that we don't know about. I know there's a lot of leaks, thanks to places like Walmart. Yeah. I do think that there is a point to be made, like with all the leaks, E3's kind of losing its luster. I get that, but I can still enjoy it because, okay, maybe we know what's there, but we don't know what those things are gonna show us. Like, we may know what games are gonna be there, but what they show us is still gonna be cool. I think even when you know most of what's at E3, it's kind of like the chance that there could be a surprise. And I think that alone always... E3s can disappoint. And I do think there is something to be said about lowering your expectations or not having too absurdly unrealistic expectations. Because when you do, you're going to come out the other side not very happy. I mean, if you watch EA, you're most likely not going to come out the side not very happy anyway. But I know EA is going to just be. I can't even imagine how that's going to go. Yeah. Maybe it'll be better. Even if it's better, I'm still gonna be bored. I'm gonna be like, oh great, oh that's so awesome, oh it's amazing. I'm sorry. I'm not. I'm no. I don't think anyone's excited for EA after everything they've pulled in the past, like throughout, all, like everything with Star Wars Battlefront 2, everything, how they've been, like the way they've been behaving. There's a tongue twister of behaving. Just now, how they've been acting, their attitude towards consumers. Expect, like, don't put any expectations. You don't necessarily need to have bad expectations, but you shouldn't have any expectations. You should just be like, don't even care. If you're gonna watch it, watch it. But if you're gonna watch the EA, watch it with a streamer. It doesn't have to be me. It could be me. It could be Review Tech USA. It could be HMK or any of the other Keykeepers. It can be anyone who watch. If you're gonna watch a stream, and if you're gonna watch any conference with a streamer, have that be with EA, because at least it's fun to watch other people get annoyed and bored than to just get annoyed and bored by yourself. There's an added element of fun. It's my recommendation, anyway. It's what I would go with. I think I'm gonna put this up on YouTube. Because, why not? Why not put it on YouTube? Kind of like a pre-E3 show. Matt will, he's gonna, from the previous two videos, he'll be here, he'll definitely be here for the Sony one. Square, Ubisoft, Nintendo, he is not going to be here for. And apparently Microsoft, Bethesda, also looks like that's not going to be. EA, maybe, which out of all the things, that's the one he's going to make it for. Because it's, yeah. At least, the Sony one, that'll be fun. I wish we could get other people, other guys, but, maybe next year. But expect just to see my face for most of it. Alright. This went very well. I'm glad this went well. I mean, I peaked at 2 people watching me. So, yeah, and it really only counts as 1, because I'm pretty sure that one on this over there is me. Yeah, it's me. It's me. So, maybe some people will be watching tomorrow. Maybe this video will get people interested in watching my streams. And if not, I don't care. This is gonna be this is the biggest E3 definitely in the past couple of years. It's just all like these development stuff. It's like this year is like the payoff. This is what I like to call the payoff E3, where like the past couple of years of building up and not having the stuff, like all the stuff, like stuff not being ready yet, all like those big things have been in development for 4 or 5 years. This is like where all the payoff comes out. Star example, Kingdom Hearts 3, which was announced back in 2013, Cyberpunk 2077, that might be there. Uh, I should hope it'll be. I should hope so that it's going to be there. I would hope. I hope those other titles like that are going to be at the conference. Thank God it's just EA tomorrow. Like, having to do that, and then I think I might do another thing with any Kingdom Hearts stuff later on at night, because there's gonna be the orchestra tomorrow. Thankfully, it's not at the same time as the EA conference, because if I had to watch that instead of keep track of that, it's thankfully gonna be. It's gonna be 8 p.m. there and 11 p.m. So I have to stay up late that day. So I think I'm gonna be after the EA conference and after I get my impressions. I think after that, I'm gonna have a nice long afternoon nap because I want to be able to stay up for that. But that's okay because then the next day Microsoft is at 4 p.m. my time, so I don't have to get up. I don't have to get up early any of the days, but especially that day. That day is like the latest day. I mean, I know they have other these other little press conference in the sense that people are coming up and talking about stuff. But yeah, that's late in the day. If you're Pacific time. Not that late. In this case, it's pretty late. Later in the day, and then Bethesda's at 9:30 to 10:30, so I think that's like an hour. That's a pretty long time. That's pretty late. But I think Sony's at 9. I think it's 9 to 10:30 so it's longer. Sony has the longest conference. Not surprised. They haven't really had much incentive to change how long their conferences are. At least not a lot. Though Nintendo apparently has a bit longer conference. Microsoft has been shortened to 45 minutes, but looks like Nintendo's been extended to 45 minutes. Or at least 40. So that means we're gonna have something jam-packed for that one. I like the schedule we have, and I hope it stays like that. The only difference is Square Enix. Keep in mind. I think any year Square Enix has their own conference, it affects the other conferences in the sense that if Square Enix wasn't having their own conference, Kingdom Hearts 3 would be at the Sony conference. I think just by Square Enix having their own conference, if it affects how E3 functions. I think I feel like people often don't appreciate, whether, I don't know when Final Fantasy 15, when Final Fantasy 7 Remake is coming out, but in 2015, its impact back in 2015 can't be understated. You can't ignore that. Sometimes it goes underappreciated how much of an impact the Square Enix titles have on E3. It's not just Final Fantasy, not just Kingdom Hearts. It's even Tomb Raider. If it weren't for the Square Enix conference, Tomb Raider could possibly be in Microsoft conference. It could still be there. Maybe it's not in the Square Enix conference. I'm not sure about that, but we'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. Assuming there's anyone watching this. Which is possible no one will... Well, a couple of people might tune in. A couple. Maybe 10, 15. I'll have no complaints. If anyone watches, I'll have no complaints. Alright, what time is it? 9:00. Alright, I think that is going to be it. I believe I am done. I'm running out of things to talk about. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to call it. Alright, I will be streaming EA tomorrow. I will start 15 minutes before the conference starts. And for most of the conferences, that's how it's going to be, except for Square Enix, Sony, and maybe I guess Nintendo, because then with that I can with those three, I maybe Ubisoft. I'll I don't think I'll need 30 minutes before Ubisoft. I'll do 15 minutes. But for Square Enix, definitely, and Sony, definitely 30 minutes before I'm gonna start. Especially for Sony, because then when he gets home, we're gonna talk about primarily Kingdom Hearts 3, because we'll know the release date at that point, so we can talk about it. All right. Alright, I think that's it. Alright, I'm gonna call it. So, if you watch this on Twitch, you're gonna be watching this on YouTube, because you see us, I'm gonna be streaming tomorrow. I will catch you goons. I will see you guys then. Alright. Have a good one, guys. Bye. So long.